I don't learn the roles by myself. I can read the scripts and kind of easily get a sense of who my character is and build that in my mind. But when it comes to actual lines, I can't get them down unless I'm running them with someone. So that's a hard thing for me. And doing this movie, which was insane, like I said, I was on set every day. Luckily, basically, Susan Kent and I, who's from 22 Minutes, Trailer Park Boys, she's a genius. We basically lived beside each other for that whole month. And so even when we weren't on set, we had these giant binders of scripts doing the script, like the lines all night, all morning. So it's like I need that. I can't learn them on my own. It's insane unless it's kind of obviously like a small little role, but usually yeah, I come in to you guys or whoever's running it with me and I say we got to run this a bunch of times. I will know how I want to play it, and of course you find it more when you start getting the lines down. You can play even more, but I come in knowing how I want to play it, and then I got to nail those lines. That's the thing. So the lines are kind of like second, and I need somebody to help me with those. But once they're in, and then I'm really playing and having a fun time. Yeah, and then I like to riff a little bit, improvise, add my own stank to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, add his own stank to it. I like that. Tom,
I'll be honest, like I'm I think I'm really in tune with like emotional drives and feelings and stuff like that. I don't do a huge background thing with characters. I don't go, this is their story, this is what led them to this part, this is what they want. Like I don't always do that. The script is great, usually, so you can tell what beat they're kind of looking for in the script, and you can play it believable based on that to a degree, if that makes sense.
yeah,
But if I'm not doing a huge project where they're asking me to create such a world for this character, then I kind of don't do it. I like it. Doesn't it keeps you less live in the moment, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
And
think
then the
that
honesty gets sapped out a bit if you're like, I have to hit these beats because I'm this person. Whereas if you're interacting with another person, I actually feel like the acting comes across more honest if you're live with that person.
I like it. Yeah, and
That's
it's
fair.
different
Yeah.
strokes for
That's why I
different
like
folks.
working with you guys, because we do so many takes that by the time we're finding the good take that I want to show people, um, I'm living as this guy with the other character.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my favorite trajectory for doing that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and like as you said, like we explore the scene for about 30-40 minutes, and like we're finding stuff as we go, and we're finding stuff that we can add for the take that we do want to send, and like it makes for a really good exploration of what we do for over that hour, because we find a lot of things, and we're able, and especially you're so good at improv, and you're so good at like picking things up and like hearing how like or finding different ways as to how words may sound and stuff like that. So like it's good for it's good for you, and that's the main thing that we always try to get across here at Actors Audition Club is like what's good for you may not work for somebody else, but like it's your process. It's something that makes you better for doing it, right?
Well, honestly, there's no doubt that I've become a better actor over the years doing my auditions with you guys. And when I recommend you to other actors, and I know you don't need my recommendations as much, you have a lot of clients, but when I do recommend, I'm like, it's not just so that the audition, you're not bugging someone to be a reader, and
Mm-hmm.
the audition does look nice because you do it professionally. But I would say the main drive for me to book it with you guys, because I'll do it in my dining room if I need to rush one, but I don't want to, because yeah, it's like I actually, if we're paying for it, I actually use you guys to help me build the scene in a way more rich way than I would if I'm grabbing my wife and being like, help, help, quickly, just shoot this. And then me and her do like 3, maybe 4 takes max. And we're like, okay, it's off. It's like, no, I need to like live in it for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, as you guys say, like in between takes, or you've seen in between takes, I do like karate kicks and swear, and you know, like you just have that, you live in the space and you
Yeah.
find it and you get loose, way more loose. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's great. We love
Yeah.
working with you too.
We love
Yeah,
having you here.
and one of my favorite things is when it is something that might be dubbed more dramatic, is the silliness in your bones just comes out. Like you can focus for a few minutes for the scene, but the second it's the end of the scene, you always snap out of it and say something hilarious that cracks me up behind the camera too. So it's
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
like
been a few.
my
There,
thanks.
there, there was a couple, maybe like a year or two ago. I don't know what it was for, but and this is rare. I can usually keep my shit together, but I was just cracking up. I couldn't stop laughing behind, and it wasn't at all a comedic scene. I think you were a mean sheriff or something like that,
Oh yeah.
and I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
giggling like a schoolgirl behind the camera.
Yeah, well, it's like, I guess it's like once the performing adrenaline is up, even when the take is over, you're still like, "Bleh," you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So it's fun to
Yeah.
play. And that's also why hey, I got Run the Burbs. I auditioned for Run the Burbs at your place.
Yeah.
That was our first session together, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I keep booking through you now. It's like you're my lucky charm.
That's right.
Maybe.
But also I know that Lars is always doing classes and stuff.
Brandon too. I think the biggest thing with both Brandon and I is that we've really had the same coach, so we speak the same language and we look at scenes the same, very similar, and we have the same language, directorial language as a result of that. Through shout out
I
to Tom
see.
Todoroff.